to my knitting podcast. It's a simple life, and it's where, strangely, I talk about my knitting. I'm Michelle. Welcome. I am in the northeast of England. And okay, in episode 10, I think I got a little bit grumpy about the mistakes I make in my knitting, and all the way through I'm honest, and I do show my mistakes, and I do talk about my mistakes, and I talk about my thought processes behind it all. And I'm really worried because quite a few of you have messaged me because you're worried about me. Please don't worry. Knitting is my hobby, and it's not that I'm upset about the mistakes and the failures that I make. I use it to learn from, and it's part of the process. If everything went perfect every time, I would get bored easily. So don't worry. When I talk about my psychology and my thoughts and my feelings, that's just me. I'm an open book, and while I'm not a confident person, I do have confidence in my openness. So that's all it is. Believe you me, if I was worried about something, I wouldn't share it. If I was, this is my attempt at putting a little bit on the internet that perfection isn't something that I strive for, and that's okay. I listened to a podcast in the car with David when we're traveling in the car. And it's by a couple of woodworkers, and they said this. They said, success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm, and that's it perfectly. So yeah, I hope you don't mind me starting with that little bit. Just don't worry, I'm an open book anyway. It's the way I am. I'm not too hard on myself. It might appear to be, but I'm not that hard on myself, really. Anyway, hello. Okay, some knitting then. Let's think. I'll start with what. Yeah, this is taken. Oh no, what am I wearing? I am wearing the Field Day cardigan, and it's a pattern by Ozetta, Hayley Smedley, and it's knit in 2 strands of 4-ply, the Woollyknit cones, and the colourway is Derby Tweed, and I've got 4 wooden buttons on here. And what I'm finding with cardigans, actually, I'm finding they've yeah, it's happened here, hasn't it? They kind of like they want to tuck into my neck and fall off my shoulders. So I think I'm going to have to go on a little sweater journey. Make myself some more sweaters. I love the fact that the cardigan sits here. It's really nice, but I think I need to play with some sweaters that are have less positive ease. I think that might be quite helpful. And actually, that's part of something that I want to share with you at the end. Anyway, okay, so the main thing that I've been knitting on this, it's been a couple of weeks since I last shared my knitting with you. It is hold on, get myself all organised, the Audrey cardigan. The Audrey cardigan. No, it's Audrey's coat. I've got it written down, it's no excuse. Audrey's Coat by Elizabeth McCarten. And I have knit this in the Woollyknit. I say this, you can't see it yet, can you? I'm just sorting out all of my little bits and bobs here. All my strands. Where are we at? Well, that's the end of my knitting. Let's get my collar. That's better. Okay. So this is my coat so far. Looks like a big heap. I have knit, this is what I have left of the big hank that I showed you. In fact, as a comparison, yeah. So that's all that's left of this first hank. I have got quite a way down. I'll show you the back. the moss stitch. Hold on, the light's not catching it very well. The moss stitch panel at the back. I've tried it on. Fits brilliantly. My microphone's hidden. It fits brilliantly. I had the short rows are peculiar because the short rows, let's see, can you see? Yeah, you can. The short rows actually just go at the top of the neck here and then they hide under the collar. So it's a very, very neat start to the back of the jacket and it fits really well. Little mistake at the top there. I doubt you would be able to see it. I've missed one of the, see if you can see it. Yeah, you can. You see there. I missed the little nub, the little garter nub there. But ugh, that's not a problem. Not a problem at all. So yes, this fits lovely. The pattern has you go not quite to the knee, and I'm hoping that I can get mine somewhere in length from below my knee to mid calf. That's what I'm hoping because I'm not very tall. We'll see how we go. When I finish off this, because it's just knitting all the way down now. When I finish this, I am going to do the sleeves next, and then I'll see how much I've got at the end and try and play it that way. This is constructed with a raglan, and it is the easiest raglan I've done. I can't remember actually. I think it is a knit front and back, every other row. It's so easy to remember. The moss stitch, it's so easy to remember. Once you get past, you've got a couple of increases to do till about here, and then it's just, you can see where you go with moss stitch, can't you? That's been a labour of love. I think naively, I thought, oh, chunky yarn. What am I knitting it on? The needles aren't the smallest. I'm knitting it on a 6.5mm needle, which is a US 10.5. It'll be all right. It won't take that long, even though it's a coat. Oh, there's a lot of hours of knitting in this. And this yarn, I mentioned it last time about how it's like, it's quite rigid. It's quite a thick, dense strand fibre. And yes, that is. It is, it's a bit tough on my hands. Someone's pulling up outside of my house. Bear with me. No, he's gone. So it's been quite tough on my hands, yeah. But I'm enjoying it, and I'm so excited to be able to have it finished. I mentioned last time about, did I mention something last time? I think I mentioned something about having something woolly by my neck, because it's quite a rough coat, and I think I've realised that sorry, excuse me. I think I've realised that I will be wearing this probably if ever I have to go into town. So that would mean that I'm dotting in and out of supermarkets or shops, and they really are hot, overly heated places. And where were we? It might have been Glasgow. We've been travelling around looking at universities for my eldest daughter, and I realised at that point that with all my layers, can I just pause and have a drink? Thank you. I just had a tickle in my throat. Also, I think I need a bigger candle. You can hardly see it. So I was saying about being, I wrap up warm when I'm out and about because I do feel the cold quite badly. But when I need to go into a supermarket or a store or something like that, they are overly heated, and I get so hot, so warm. So I was talking to my husband about it, and I think I would need something like a thin cotton type thing around here rather than another layer of wool. I think that would be sensible. So that's Audrey's coat fantastic, lovely, really quite simple pattern. Oh, no, don't forget, there's a basket here, and the basket is to put me works in progress in. Right, bear with me because I've just dumped this in and I don't want to lose my stitches off. Yeah, the stitches are okay. Well, that's not very displayed very nicely, is it? All right then, another thing. Let's show you something that I've finished. I have finished this, which is Into the Woods, a pattern by Melody Hoffman. I have knitted in Drops Nepal. It's an Aran weight yarn and it's in the colourway Toffee. There are my little trees. Why has that gone off centre? The problem I have is I have steam blocked this. Usually I would like to soak my stitches to settle them. So I've had it on under the steam of the iron because we're pulling out the kitchen and I don't have any water in the kitchen in my big sink, and it's too big to fit into my little bathroom sink, and I no longer have a bath. We have a shower, so I have nowhere to soak to settle my stitches. So I've had to put it under the iron, and it looks like I've pulled it off, but they are knit evenly, believe you me. So if you remember, I was really wanting to knit the scarf version and put the tassels on, but I didn't have enough yarn. That is all I had left. So I've just got the Snood version, and actually I had to miss some of the pattern out. Let me show you. I'll show you there so you can see where I've kitchened along here. They should have been, I think there should have been another something here, possibly. I know I've missed some out. The Kitchener, well, because I was knitting the scarf, I decided that I would use, is it Judy's Magic Cast On? And I would knit it, I would close up the end. So I had already closed up my end. So then when I realised I couldn't have the scarf, I had to pick up stitches and just pull out some of the knit layers here, the knit rows here, and put the live stitches on my needle so I could kitchen it together. In terms of fit, I hope this doesn't affect the microphone. It'll fit well. I think come January, February, when I'm not wearing Audrey's coat, I think it will be very, I'm not styling this very well for you. I'll leave it. I think it'll be a really, really useful piece to have, and super thick. So obviously it's knit in the round. Maybe not obviously, shouldn't say that, should I? It's knit in the round, so it's a double layered Aran. Oh, what have we done? We've missed the hair here. Yeah, so it's a super, super warm Snood that will definitely keep the back of my neck warm. And if it is super cold, I can pull it up over my mouth and make sure that I'm breathing in warm air rather than cold air. So I'm really happy. We know that I have difficulties following patterns and my memory's not as sharp as it used to be. This is easy for me. It got to the point where I wasn't even looking at the pattern. I just knew what I needed to do, which is that's good going for me. Be under no illusion though when I say it was easy for me. If you remember on the last episode, I did say that it took me a while to get the first row in. I had to pull it back a few times for it to look how off I've pulled that. Terrible. What was I saying? Shouldn't do this. Shouldn't distract myself. No, it's not coming back. I'm so sorry. I can't remember what I was saying. Anyway, it's finished. I've really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Pop it in there. See it? Just the basket of brown. All right, let's break from the brown then. This one. Let me just gather my things. Last episode, I was knitting myself a colourwork Christmas sweater. And didn't get there, did I? And pulled it out. And I was saying that I didn't like knitting with the Holst Supersoft on its own. I didn't like the feel on my hands and I wasn't getting on with it. I was going to hold it with some drops brushed alpaca silk. And I managed to get the colour match really, I mean, it's pretty near perfect. So I have been knitting on it, knitting with both of these together to make myself, oh, here I am, jiggling everything about again, to knit myself a Christmas shrug. This is the, let me find it on my notes, it's the Winterberry shrug, a pattern by This Is Knit. And I'm just knitting it in Holst Supersoft in the Carmine colourway and the drops brushed alpaca silk unicolor in the red colourway. Got there in the end. The pattern has you make a little the actual shrug border, and I think it's on the sleeve. The pattern only has you do a short sleeve shrug. It has, like, I'll put a picture on the screen. It has a pattern that I thought I could maybe push it to look like Christmas trees, and then I thought, no. So I'm just going to omit. I'm not going to put any of the lace work kind of detailing around the band. It is just simply going to be knit, but it's super warm, super duper warm. You can't really, without trying it on, I can't really show you. Let's try it that way. So ignore this sleeve for now and I'll tell you what I've done. I thought I was going wrong at the beginning because all you had to do was, there was 3 panels. And usually when you knit a cardigan, you've got the back panel, you've got the sleeve panel, so that's 3, and then you've got 2 coming down the front, so you've got 5 panels when you do a raglan cardigan, so to speak. And this is raglan. Again, it's a nice, neat, easy raglan to remember. But I only had 3 panels, I think. Yeah, I know it's a shrug, but surely something, and then it dawned on me, the only bit around, you pick up stitches and you knit all the way around, so you've got about, I don't know, maybe I haven't really looked that far ahead in the pattern, but maybe sorry, 2 or 3 inches, and that becomes the front, if you like, the front, the top, the bottom, the sides, everything. So okay, I haven't gone wrong at all. The sleeve is my own kind of, I followed the pattern for the sleeve. That's it. That's the shape of it. Hold on. I'll put it here. I've got some short rows under here. It's just curling up. It is longer than that. And obviously I'll put the band on, so it will be a little bit longer. Yeah, so the sleeve is supposed to end about here. I've just carried on just straight. I haven't decreased anything, and then tie kind of like a balloon sleeve, but it's not a full balloon sleeve. It does just fit my arm. So then I need to join here and put the other sleeve on. I'm really enjoying it, and you know, I can't feel that Holst Supersoft at all. The brushed alpaca silk, it just wraps itself around the yarn, so it's a, see if you, I don't know if you can pick up, but it has got a lovely little gentle subtle halo, and that's what I want. I want it to I want the fluffiness of it to come through for Christmas, not necessarily anything Christmassy. The colour and the fluffiness. That's Christmas for me. And you know, and I thought a shrug was a good idea because I do overheat. I am going to be indoors. I'm going to be having Christmas lunch. I think the four of us, myself, David, Amy and Lucy, will be together Christmas Day. But on Boxing Day, I'm going to be with all of David's family and in a bungalow. You know, it's not a bungalow, I'm just saying. My mother-in-law doesn't live in a bungalow. She used to live in a bungalow, but she doesn't anymore. But it's a very small house. It's probably a smaller living room than what I've got here. So there's, I think 12 or 13 of us all together. So I'm looking forward to that. And a shrug with a t-shirt is probably better for me than a big Christmas sweater. All right. Pop that on there. I'm not very gentle and delicate with my knits, am I? I just pile them up and dump them. Pop them back in there. And finally, just a little project. My eldest daughter, Amy. I can't. She's impossible to warm up. I can't knit her anything. I can't buy her gloves. She won't let me. She got her. This is the daughter that has the red and white and grey loft pod. She wouldn't let me buy her any blankets or knit any blankets. Nothing. Mum, it's all right. I've got everything. She doesn't need anything. She likes to shop in charity shops and she likes secondhand and she likes what she likes. She doesn't feel the need to replace it, which is excellent, which is like really great. But she won't let me warm her up. She won't let me knit for her. She's quite good with socks. She does like knitted socks. So I've been worried about her. She hasn't got a proper heating system in there. We're relying on radiant heat from the pipes and the heat from the stove working its way up to her room. And I've been getting into my own bed of an evening, and sometimes it's been quite cold, and it's not nice, is it? It's not nice. So my youngest has a hot water bottle and uses it all the time. I have a hot water bottle and use it all the time. This cover is a knit cover that I did probably about 4-year-old now. Just some leftovers. Judy's Magic cast on, increase for there, knit straight, decrease for the shoulders, and then a 2x2 rib, and that's all it is. So I was like, you know, if I just get her a hot water bottle and it's in the house, and if she is struggling, at least it's there. If we have a power cut and we can't have heating, or it's too cold for the heat to radiate from the stove to her room, at least it's there. And I have off-grid ways of heating water. So I'll just buy her one. It came through the door and she wanted it filled immediately. Or she was over the moon, and I was over the moon that she was finally letting me warm her up. So I knit her a little. There's only a little one. I think that must be a 2 litre, and that's a 1 litre. So she's let me knit her a cover for it the same way as I knit mine, except this one's got a fold over rib. Yeah, it's knit out of Drops Nepal. It's the same yarn that I had left over from knitting David's Augustine's number 18, I think, that sweater. Yeah, really happy. There's nothing quite like being a mum and your grown-up daughter, she's 18 now, allows you to have those feelings of looking after them still. It's nice. It's really nice. And then I think finally, you know, I like shopping in charity shops, and this goes back to I'm just going to pause it. I'm running out of time. Yeah, my phone was about to cut out on us. So you know, I like to look for pieces that I need, or good quality pieces in charity shops, and buy them secondhand. And I had managed. We were in we were in Alnwick a few weekends ago, and I managed to find myself a wool skirt. I think that's not showing the colours. Let me come in a little bit. That's better. Managed to find myself a wool pencil skirt. Now, sadly, it was it must be quite an old size 14, which says, yeah, I should have read this. It says to fit a waist of 28 inches and to fit hips of 38 inches. Yeah. I carry most of my weight around the middle, and even though I'm quite slender up here, and you know, I've lost. I used to be a UK size 18, and I'm now a UK size 12, even though that this is a size 14, 12 to 14. So I have lost a lot of weight, but I still carry some podge around my middle and my hips. Yeah, I'm working to actually get rid of that. It needs to go now. There's part of me that thinks it's to do with being I've been put into the menopause medically to stop estrogen production because of all the health problems of last year. So some of it thinks it's maybe menopausal, but I also know that there's some menopausal ladies who are thin, who don't carry the weight around the middle. So I'm going to try, because I'm about an inch away from getting this zipped up. So I think I can do that. But what to wear with it? What to wear with a pencil skirt? So this is what I'm hoping you can help me with. I'll be wearing this with Audrey's coat. See what I'm doing? Does it clash? Actually, there is a really good colour match in there somewhere. Can you see? Ooh. You had a close-up of my face there, didn't you? Oh, I've distracted myself again. What was I saying? What to knit to wear with this. So I think I'm planning for February, the end of January, February. I think I should be able to close this. And it gives me a good time to knit a sweater. I'm thinking something without positive ease, although that worries me. But this is high-waisted, so I would like it to kind of be a cropped Aran weight type sweater. So if you know of anything that you think I might like, I'll have a look as well. And between us, hopefully, or even just me, I'll let you know. Maybe I'll have cast it on by the next episode, hopefully in December. That's us. I have a little bit of bungalow diaries for you, and I say a little bit because it's only been a couple of weeks since I last filmed an episode for you, and we've slowed down a little bit. We're beginning to start again. There is some progress, and I'll just insert the video and let the bungalow diaries explain it all for you. Before I take you into the kitchen, I wanted to give you a little walk around on what we've done so far in the living room. We haven't finished this room by any stretch of the imagination, but we've had to stop because we need a kitchen. We need to bring the kitchen round, and this is quite cosy. It works brilliantly. It's a little bit cleaner, and although there's still a lot to do, come on, I'll take you around. So this was the door that was printed with 1977 on the plywood front. It was a bright orange pine, and all the doors in the house are like this. So each one of them will get the treatment like this when we come to change them out. Just has a new door handle on. I don't actually like it. They won't be staying like this permanently, but it just gives it a little bit of a facelift until we've got the whole of the house done and we can treat ourselves to some nice new internal doors. This is the area that I was going to wallpaper that I haven't yet. Still don't know what to do in terms of whether to paper it at the back, but I do know that I really want some shelves on there. I think it would be so interesting. All my little bits and bobs, all David's little bits and bobs, and an eclectic mix of things on there, just to bring this room together. Eventually, I would like let's move back a little bit. I would like an L-shaped sofa, grey sofa in this space here. Again, it's at the bottom of the list probably, or we'll have to just see how we go with that one. And I envision texture of blankets and cushions scattered all over it, bringing the neutrals out, but little pops of the greys and the little pops of the blues. I think that would be lovely. And at the minute, we can only fit 2 of us on here, and a family of 4. Yeah, I think we could do with that there. Just this is my heated throw, and this is how I am. It's really quite economical to run. It has an element running through it. So when I'm on my own and I have my knitting time during the day, because we don't light the stove until the family come in on an evening, I just sit under that and I'm cozy. This is my new little spotlight for my knitting. It's really helped. This corner here, this is my original furniture. I've had this for many years now. It's a oak and the TV stand and the console unit thing. My Monstera, I'm going to grow up into the corner because I quite like. Oh, I'm tripping over my footstool. I think that would be lovely up there. Maybe stop it about there. See how we go. You'll be able to see that the heating pipes are still exposed. We did want to box them in, but because we've developed a leak in our bedroom, we've decided to just leave them and watch them over the winter and see how they get on. So far so good though. These are the curtains that I wanted to repurpose. So they've been, the width of them is now the length of them, and they fit just by the radiator. And that's another reason why if we get a L-shaped sofa that runs along here, it will just help take your eye from the cut-off curtains and the radiator, the great big radiator that's there. I've had ceiling to floor curtains in other houses, and when you try and put them behind a radiator like this, it's really difficult, and the excess fabric just it just creases up. So this is the ideal length, although it doesn't look very good. Behind the radiator we have can you see down there, silver foil down there, to try and get some of the heat from absorbing into the wall back into the room. And you might remember I had problems with the back of the curtain being sun faded. It's not brilliant, but they have been in the washing machine. However, I had a little bit of a disaster. I'll turn you this way and I'll show you what happened. Oops, out of focus here as well. Okay, on this one, so I washed them and I knew that they had this kind of plasticky backing on the back, because that's what's given the curtains the thermal properties. Washed them on a wool wash, really quite low, and put them on the radiator, which meant that stupidly the backing got stuck to each other. So I had to open the backing, and it's just yeah. So I needed to, they're clean, but I still needed to get a nice clean blackout liner for the purposes of the outside world. So that works really nice. And actually it doesn't matter, because it's more of it gives the curtains more. This is a north facing window. So when the north wind blows, we will get it this way. So these will really help. Just get my camera to adjust. You can see in these alcoves here and here that these walls have not been finished properly, and that's because that's where we're going to be putting the soundproofing, because this side of the house is attached, being a semi-detached house. You can see there that they haven't been finished. They've just been painted over, wires down there, lumps of plaster. Yeah, that carpet's still there and it'll be here for some time. We have this rug which is doing the job of hiding, yeah, where the old hearth used to be. So it's a little bit easier on the eye for us. Then, my picture. Okay, I'll come over here. Before we go on the picture, I was umming and ahhing whether to paint this same as the walls in a light colour or to paint it the same as the blue. And we've decided for now to leave it light, and my reasoning was twofold. David said, I'll just have a little sit down here. David said that maybe if we paint it a dark colour, that would absorb the heat. And what we want to do, we want to repel the heat. We want to get the heat to come out into the room, not into the walls, which I thought was a good idea, a good point of view. And also, I was contacted with a message to explain that when people do quilting, they put neutral colours amongst the bright and the busy colours to give the eye a rest, and I really like that. And with my picture, I like how that's the picture, the neutral in the picture gives your eye a rest of the blue of the bright blue of the wall, and it's emulated there. And I think with the vase of they're my bunny tails. I grew them last year. I'll be growing more because I think they would look lovely on there. So what was I saying? Oh, my picture. This is a photograph of Sycamore Gap. This is just a sycamore tree that's decided to it's really barren. This is Hadrian's Wall here, and there's a gap in Hadrian's Wall. This is up, the Romans built Hadrian's Wall up in Northumberland, in the very tops of northeast England. And the sycamore has decided that that's in a treeless, wind-lusted place. It's decided to grow there, and you can see it from the roadside when you drive past it. It's a lovely, lovely landscape. The fact that I've lost it on this side and this side kind of doesn't do it justice, but you get the feeling, and it's special to us. And what I did was I put this photograph on an editing app. I use Lightroom, and I managed to get blues out of it. The shadows are black, and there's greys, and there's neutrals and beiges, and it just felt it was just us. I didn't think, even though I like the green in that corner with the black here and the beige there, I didn't want green here. And it was I took a punt, and we adore it. It's worked out. Whether anyone else would like a blue tree on their wall, I don't know, but we like that. We do. This part here, this was where I was going to put my desk. Now I've had a bit of an idea about that, which it's in the kitchen. I'll explain it to you in a minute. But this is where my little corner unit is going to go. I think. So if I get right back in the corner, I can give you. And this is home. We're getting there, aren't we? We're getting there. Before I move on to the kitchen or kitchens, this is where I thought of putting eventually my desk and the office space, because so this is the ladder to Amy's loft pod. So when Amy's at university, that ladder will be up, but we still can't do anything with this corner because we need it to be free of anything, because the ladder needs to come down. So I thought, we're trying it out, as you can see on my little picnic table desk. I thought if David could make me a desk to fit in this space, maybe with a curve out here, then that would be a really good use of this space in the end. That's what we're trying. We're seeing how it works. I'm a little bit worried about this and standing up from the desk, which is why I would like it curved, and that be hovering over the desk. Anyway, that's in time, but this is what we're playing with just now. Right then, we've got 2 kitchens on the go. Before I start, I was finding that right in the very beginning, it was very easy for me to show you mess and dust and dirt and dated things in a house that I haven't lived in. When the electricians had pulled everything out and there was tools all over the floor, that was easy. This is actually really, I'm finding this embarrassing now, and it's why I've put the Bungalow Diaries in with the knitting podcasts, to hide it from the world. So basically, pretty much everybody that was watching the Bungalow Diaries anyway were knitters. So I'm hoping that hiding it here, and you're all used to me, and I know that you're kind and you're supportive, and you're non-judgmental people that follow me, and so that's why the change. Right then, so what's the plan? Whew. So this here is our kitchen. I'll show you it in a little bit. That's the little, very small space in there. Before the owners put that kitchen in there, we believe that this used to be the kitchen space with a porch out the front. Now, we've had our my mum-in-law, my mother-in-law over, and her partner, who's a builder, and we ask them all the time, what would you do? And Johnny the builder, he's the guy that fit in Amy's roof light, the Velux light in the roof for us. He said, well, if it was mine, I would knock this out and put your kitchen extended into the sunroom. And I'd never thought of that at all, because my mind was in making use of the space we've got. And the more I thought about it, and the more David thought about it, well, that's what we want to do. But so what we would do is we would knock the sunroom down and we would rebuild it with brick and windows and a proper roof. So that's going to absorb money. So that's probably at the end of the rest of the house. So this all came to light as we were working on the living room. We decided we can't wait a couple of years for a kitchen. We need kitchen space now. So when this kitchen becomes its kitchen, that in there, the original, the old kitchen, the small space, will be the utility room and the food storage. So David and I have got our heads together. We're now making this into a utility room and food storage, but with the space for the oven to go in, so I can cook and that be my kitchen, all clean and tidy, while we wait to do this space properly. When I press pause, I've lost my train of thought. That was it. The reason why we're going to make this into the utility straight away and not just plan it as a kitchen is I can't do it. I can't be wasteful. I can't just, in my mind, I can't put time, effort, resources and money into developing this space into a temporary kitchen. So in order to do it, in order to get me the kitchen, I've got to say, right, we need to figure out a way that is permanent, that there's just one element that will come out, which will be the oven. So that's what we're doing. That oven, that's been hovering around whatever house we've lived in since February. We bought it when we got the offer accepted on the house. So it's just hanging there, waiting for it. Don't even look at the sunroom. The sunroom is a combination between laundry room, dishwashing room, greenhouse for plants outside. My garden's a mess. a shed and a food store. So it's not easy, but we're doing it. Okay, so what is the plan for this space then? The plan, oh, I can't, such a small house, I can't. So the plan for this space is for something, well not this, for something here. So here would be my bench, and the other side of it would be a breakfast bar. So that would be quite probably a double width bench here. And then attached to that will be kitchen units. The cooker will go here somewhere, kitchen units, turn on the L again, and the sink will go there. The actual stopcock is down here. So we think the water, this used to be where the sink was. Don't look too closely out there, it's a mess. Okay, I'll turn you around. So that's the plan in maybe, I don't know, 18 months, 2 years, when the whole of the house is finished, when everything else is done. This is where we're working on now. As you can see, it's all been stripped out. We are going to insulate this outside wall. We can't insulate this wall because that's where all the waters and amenities run through. My washing machine is still plumbed in under that dirty towel. This wall won't be insulated this side, just plasterboarded, because this backs onto the garage, and we will insulate it at the garage side because we don't want to lose, it's small enough as it is, we don't want to lose the wall space. I'm coming in here in my socks. Oh, the sun. This we will need to plasterboard the whole lot and then start again. The ceiling, I don't know if this will be able to be picked up. Is that damp? I'm paranoid about damp. No, it isn't. It's just bitumen. Yeah, I think you can see. Can you see how that the roof there slants? So we're going to fix that and insulate that loft space, that ceiling space, and make sure that that ceiling is as straight as we can get it, or at least straighter to the eye. This is what we're working on. I say we're working on. This is what David's working on. We know the layout. It won't be. It'll probably be IKEA. It'll probably be a combination of David making things and IKEA. And first things first is get these walls finished, and then we will put a new floor in, and I'm super excited. Yeah, so it is. It's really exciting. It's a lot of work. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to not feeling like I'm cooking amongst mess and dirt and dust and just old grotty things. I like to look after my gut microbiome, and I've been making my own sauerkraut to ferment at home. I haven't done it here. I'm too afraid of what would I be fermenting, what could get into that sauerkraut. And I'm a little bit worried about poisoning myself, really. So I haven't been able to do it, and I've treated myself to some new little kilner jars with little fermentation discs to do it. Really, a real good proper job. The day that I can feel comfortable and safe to make my own sauerkraut in my own kitchen, it's a day I'm looking forward to. It will be major progress for me. I don't know if we're going to be at a place to get an oven in that little space for Christmas. I'm hoping so. If not, we'll manage. We're fine. We'll be all right. The next time I see you will be what we on. Yeah, it will be in December sometime. I'm not doing Vlogmas. I get overwhelmed with Vlogmas. I love it, and even now, with a couple of weeks to go for the start of the Knitters Vlogmas, I'm excited. But it's too much for me, and I wouldn't feel right adding to that as well. But I will look out for a little podcast for me in December sometime. And all of you knitters who might watch, if you're watching right now and you are doing Vlogmas, I did the bungalow diaries nearly every day in the summer, and I know how much hard work it is. So hats off to you. Enjoy it. And all of us knitters watching, let's enjoy what we can and have a safe place to retreat from it when it does become overwhelming, if it does. Anyway, it's time for me to log off. Many mistakes in this one. Not that many. I did have a little bit of a wobble the last episode, actually. I felt like I was a little bit ranty. I felt like I waffled a lot. I felt like my mistakes were silly. And I thought to myself, I can't do this. I feel like I have much more to give than being a silly little clown on the screen. And that's what I felt after episode 10. So I think this one's gone a little better. Maybe the candle hasn't gone a little better. Yeah, I needed to have a good one for my confidence, and I hopefully I feel like this one's been all right. Anyway, I gotta go. Thanks so much for watching. What was that? That was a bit Daffy Duck. Okay, see, this is what happens when I get carried away. Try again. Thanks ever so much for watching. Until the next time. Bye.